Hello, everybody. I'm Will.
And I'm Kristen.
And this is So I'm Watching RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 7, Episode 1.
Legends.
Only. Okay, so this is our second season of All-Stars, and this is like our 7th season of Drag Race in general. This is a all-winners season. So everyone in the season has won either a previous season or All-Stars, or in the case of Trinity and Monet, they twon.
Yeah.
I remember hearing about that. For a long time, I was avoiding spoilers because I was going back and watching seasons sort of at random. And then at a certain point, there's like a over-under halfway point where I do know, I think we both know who all of these queens are. I've only watched like half of their seasons, but I know who they all are. I've seen all of their stuff. And I'm loving this.
Yeah. Okay. We talked about it because we reacted to like the Meet the Queens or something.
We never released that.
Oh, okay. Well, we watched it. I think the thing that I like the best, and I think you'll agree with me, is that they're not going home. One's going home.
So interesting.
Yeah.
Because initially,
I love the idea of a points tally.
Yes.
I would be so much more invested in so many more reality competition shows if it was like a points tally to the end.
Yes. However, I do think that it's that the fact that these are not only all-stars but especially winners, it's a little more suited.
Sure.
Because if we were keeping 14 or 15 people who just made it through casting, it's a little different, because there are 3 things that are immediately sticking out to me about the season and about what makes it different. Number 1, the caliber.
Yeah.
Number 2, the camaraderie.
Yep.
And number 3, the production. It is in production's best interest to portray them flatteringly.
Yeah.
And you may think that makes for bad reality TV. It makes for not a great certain type of reality TV.
Sure.
But for our enjoyment, a little bit of drama is and always will be fun.
Yeah.
Hi, Dia. We love you. Dia Betty.
And Scarlet Envy a little.
The drama.
Am I the drama?
But I largely like watching the craftsmanship, the artistry, the camaraderie, I enjoy
the sisterhood between the strippers.
I enjoy when the conflict comes from a motivated place and not egos or insecurities or like personalities. And because the other thing is, I think by a large margin, all of these queens are older.
Mostly, yeah. Like, especially, which one?
Raven's the Raja.
Raja, yeah. Raven was there.
Raven was there. I got the 2 of them confused for a long time, and then Rue had the audacity
to bring Raven in for this episode.
Raja's definitely the grand dame.
Yeah.
But
because she won season 2, I think they said.
I think it was 3.
2 or 3, yeah.
You can tell. And I have nothing against youth. I love young people. I love the kids. I think that the kids will save us. However, there is just something about being 20 and figuring things out.
Yeah, because I honestly think that Evie might be the youngest one. Because
I know Jinx is, I think, 35.
Okay.
But because she tries to pretend like she's 50. I kind of love that, though.
It's exactly the type of drag that I would do if I were doing drag. I should have put my robe on.
Yeah.
My fancy robe on. I didn't even think of it.
But no, they all came in and reintroduced themselves. And a fourth thing is why I'm liking this so much. They all know each other.
Yeah.
Like intimately, it seems. And so there's just something about, and again, because I think it was Jada that pointed it out, the fact that no one's going home allows them the freedom to actually try some things.
Which she immediately contradicted by saying, no, I'm not trying something new. But it's a possibility.
But radically new. But sure. And it just... It's I don't know, I was really enjoying it.
Yeah.
So the queens that we have.
Well, and also Jada fully broke down halfway through the episode about how she didn't get to have her season because it was like peak pandemic.
And that's bothered me for all of them.
Yeah.
Because it's like, and I think that was so apt, where she was like, imagine winning the lottery and being told you can't get it. And it's wonderful that she had that like parade.
Uh-huh.
And And in her own way, and all of those queens in their own way, they have their own legacy because they missed out.
No, of course, but
however,
I liked so much that she got that moment and she was like, I just want to thank all of you for like the sisterhood that you're giving me, because like I really missed out on like a lot of the stuff that, you know, everybody else got to have.
And especially the opportunities.
Yeah.
Because like more so than the average celebrity, it's like these queens, these people make their money touring, performing, and selling themselves, like selling merch. It's like when you go like musicians or movie stars or wherever, there's a company somewhere paying them.
Yeah.
But it's like the relationship between, you know, drag queens and the fans is a pretty
it's a pretty one-to-one situation.
They missed out on a full year, if not 2 years, that there was no DragCon live. Like, and I think that's one reason why DragCon this year was kind of a big thing. So I love that. And we also even got a little bit of that from Vivian, because she feels a little bit like
an outsider.
Yeah. So we have not watched any of the Drag Race UK, but we do watch her version of the queens who like to watch. We've seen some of it.
God. I love the Netflix, the queens that like to watch. I think it's super funny. I'm also just like low-key obsessed with actually kind of all of them. I'm so excited.
These queens?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, like, one of the ones that, like, I was the least familiar with was Shea Coulee.
Uh-huh.
And she is so...
Bitch. We'll get there. I fucking cannot.
But she's so cunt.
Yeah.
Like, she's so Naomi Campbell.
Yeah.
But no, I knew of her and her legacy and her aesthetic. But she was a lot warmer. Like, I was intimidated by her.
Sure.
And watching this episode, she was a lot warmer and more friendly and more interesting and just so dynamic. And that scene, oh my God, that scene with Naomi Campbell and her kid.
Oh my God, yeah.
Because she gets overwhelmed. And it's like, Naomi Campbell is a thing.
Yeah.
Like a person.
Imagine Naomi Campbell, you just like hearing from Naomi Campbell, your walk is perfection. I mean,
and frankly, Naomi, because it's like, you know, she must get fawned over like that constantly, and she handled it really well.
She did. Yeah.
That was a stunt bringing her in, because it's like she obviously was. There was a heyday of supermodels in the 90s, and she was one of them. And we
have also moved well past that, and so for her to still get that,
and
kind of reaction
it didn't.
Amazing.
But that's what I was gonna say was I was more so than any other. The only one I would even remotely compare is Cindy Crawford.
Sure.
But even Cindy has sort of retired a bit, and Naomi is still quite. I mean, to be 30 years top of the game in the fashion industry as a model,
wild.
It's.
Congratulations.
Yeah. Because you even asked me, you were like, I wasn't going to say this, but I think it's funny. You're like, isn't she kind of a jerk though? And I was like,
yeah, I mean, I'm not mad about it.
Or you were like, is she one of the ones that's kind of because she's
kind of a dick. Like,
she's tossed a couple of phones at the help. They should be on their toes.
What, are we just gonna allow it from Russell Crowe, but Naomi Campbell, we're gonna draw the line?
Because she's my favorite beyond the hair and the walk is her contribution to meme culture with "She's reaching, Your Honor."
Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
Because she's also the bitch that showed up to do customer service in a metal corset with like a padlock. Did I say customer service?
I just believed you.
No, community service.
Oh.
She had to do community service, and she showed up in a Dolce & Gabbana metal corset with a padlock.
You said customer service, and I was like, I don't know, was she on Ellen at some point? I believe it. I buy it.
She wouldn't. So yeah, I love Evie.
She's grown.
She has.
Yeah.
I think she's probably going to be the weakest link here.
Okay.
And I think that's largely because she's so out of the box.
Okay, sure.
The
rest of them do feel a lot more standard.
It would, to quote, I think
Evie that was the case on her season too, and she won, so.
No, we're dealing like at this point. All 8 of them are great. We like all 8 of them. We're rooting for all 8 of them. But you know, there's going to be a winner. There. I think there is going to be an official ranking.
We'll see.
It is still going to be like 12 episodes.
Okay.
Which is not too many, but it's a lot for 8 queens.
Yeah.
I'm not entirely sure how we're doing.
Well, she still probably wants to do all the challenges. So there's already Snatch Game is episode 2. So there's going to be a Snatch Game. There's probably going to be a ball. There's going to be at least one acting challenge, another singing challenge. I mean.
So is anyone sticking out to you immediately?
Yes. And weirdly, ones that I haven't watched their seasons.
Okay.
So the Vivian.
Okay.
And Jinx Monsoon. And Jada Essence Hall is also her Runway, which again we'll get to. But yeah, those 3 I think are my current favorites. I'm loving everybody, but those 3 after this.
So I think Jinx I'm going in with Jinx as my favorite. I watched her season, but it was like over a year ago, and I literally watched 5, 6, 7, part of 8.
Sure.
And then we went back and rewatched 6 and 7.
Sure.
So it is a utter jumble. I don't really remember anything from it because I didn't remember like 3 weeks. I just was like plowing through. But I really, really like her sense of humor.
Oh, yeah.
And I love how out of the box she is whilst not being taxing or challenging.
Sure. She's also got a world-class cackle.
Well, she's a hag. She's like
amazing. You know what? I would pay real money. I would pay real money for her to dress up like the hag in The Sword and the Stone.
She probably has, to be honest.
Real money. Like, I'm manifesting that from the universe.
Then she does such beautiful, weird goddess, like, glamour. She has a real, like, this is going to sound so shady and I don't mean it, but it's like a real, like, usually when people are bringing goddess energy, it's the big 3. It's Hera, Athena, or Aphrodite. And she has real, like, Hestia. Yeah. Or like goddess of the hearth.
Yeah.
You know, like, there's just something about it. And she's funny and kooky. And I don't know, I'm really into it. I love the, like, Sunny D hair.
Yeah.
And I think I like when a queen has a slight gimmick. It doesn't always have to be that, but I like, because I thought Trinity was more blonde and she's been playing around with a lot more wigs, or she was wearing more. She came in with purple and I just didn't recognize her.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's hometown hero. We haven't seen her. She hosts this insanely popular brunch down at Island Time. They like close off the street in Thornton Park because it's so popular. Yeah. And we haven't gone to see it because we work on the weekends. So we're always doing this. But she does it all the time. I like the Instagram posts.
Yeah.
So there is that familiarity. And then we did watch, I like Monet a lot. We just watched Monet do Pit Stop, and I've been watching Bob do a lot of stuff recently. Bob has been kind of my favorite as of late, and Bob is back doing Pit Stop for this.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So the best I can make of the format is no one's going home and there's no losers. However, they're picking 2 winners, and each winner gets a star, but the winner, they lip sync.
Yeah.
And the winner of the lip sync gets to block someone from getting a star.
With a bedazzled plunger.
Platinum plunger.
That was bronze, if it was anything. And it was just shellacked and glitter.
Trinity was so funny with the shit.
Yeah.
But so you, I think, can still win, but you don't get the star. And my guess is the star is going to factor in.
Yeah. The actual pin is going to factor in.
And they are also throwing cash money at these queens.
$10,000 a week
for winning.
For the winner of the lip sync.
The maxi, yeah. So the maxi challenge, and then the mini challenge was $2,500.
And then the winner of the whole season gets $200,000. I want it. I want $200,000.
This was a good reading. The library is open. Reading is fundamental. And again, I think because of the camaraderie, because they actually know each other, it was, there was some playful ribbing. Some of it was a little bit like,
It is the thing that we have talked about the last couple of seasons, though, where it's like, some of this isn't reading. You're just being mean to each other.
Well, that's absolutely reading. I think I must be wrong because I think that shade should have a level of ambiguity to it.
Sure.
And so at the end of every one, Ru goes, the shade of it all, which again, I know is a catchphrase.
Yeah.
But I was like, it's not so much shade as it was being outwardly mean.
Just saying a mean.
I was like, that's not shade or my understanding of it, but it's fine, whatever. So we have Trinity and Monet potentially have an alliance that Jinx may or may not have caught wise to.
So silly.
It is because it's like the level of like quality and attention to detail is so high. And then also at the end of the day, it's 8 people sort of in this room. And it's like, it's not going to be this vast.
It's not going to be a web of conspiracy.
No. Also, something that comes with both All Stars and I would think the winter season is so many of these people have worked through so much of their own issues.
Oh, yeah.
Like, because we've commented how, Drag Race really turns into like a last day of camp.
Yeah.
There's a lot of crying and stuff. And I think we're still going to get that, but it just like, I don't know. It's very interesting. So we did have Naomi Campbell. We had Cameron Diaz. You loved to see it. You were very excited.
I miss her so much. Like, more than I ever thought I would.
She's like soft retired.
I'm mad about it. Like, I know that she's got that good Charlotte money, but like, please act again. I miss you so much. She's one of those people that I didn't appreciate what I had until it was gone. I was just like, it's just Cameron Diaz. And now I'm like, where's Cameron Diaz?
So Ru had a phenomenal look. You were like, it's ugly, but I love it. I just loved it.
It's hideous, but it's so good.
I didn't feel like I've seen it a million times.
No, of course. It was like a bodysuit, like a whole bodysuit, and the wig was
and
amazing.
The makeup.
Yeah.
Their little production number was fun. I don't really, there was too much happening for me to really dissect who had the good lyrics and all that stuff. So that I don't know. Also, I think that their outfits was a similar thing with the season 14 final challenge where they like designed it and then the seamstress made it.
Okay.
It was very spandexy. There was a lot. They all kind of look like Bosco.
Sure. Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna look at the runway. I don't know. This is. I'm like feeling overwhelmed because I'm like, this is gonna be redundant because we're just gonna be like, oh my god, it's amazing. Oh my god, it's amazing.
I have a little bit more to say than that.
I loved this.
Me too.
And my favorite thing is that nothing on this runway was redundant.
Oh, also, yes. Yeah.
Like Crown, you could have gotten 2 or 3 of kind of the same thing. Like 3 of them could have gone Marie Antoinette.
The 2 of them that were closest were this one and Jinx. And even still, they're leagues apart.
Because like you said literally before they even mentioned it, but you're like, this is very King Louis.
King Louis.
It's such a complete look. I love the wig. I love the makeup. I love the fucking huge crown.
Yep.
It like, I don't know. The second she walked out, I was like, fuck.
So she said she designed this look starting at the shoes, which is just my favorite. Yeah.
For my style, I feel like this,
It goes also a little more Renaissance or like Elizabethan in a way. It's absolutely stunning. And then she sticks that leg out.
It's so good.
I can't. And
it's the sense of humor that.
And the red and gold are so good with her whole vibe.
I still love this wig.
Yeah.
This like. So this one took me a minute.
Yeah. It builds the more that you look at it.
Okay. It's not my like personal You love the shoes.
I can't with the high. Those are like platform Timberland boots. Oh my God.
So it's not like 100% my personal taste, but it's such a good.
Yeah.
It's not even really a gimmick, because she said that she was like, my drag is a love letter to Black people.
Yeah.
And so because I definitely got the hair show nod and all that. But like they said, like the tracksuit, the windbreaker, the bustling built. It's the bustling and the sleeves built into the tracksuit.
It's so funny.
It was the elevation of it that I just think is, and it was just a so completely fully formed look.
That's, I think, when you kept saying it a couple of times, the caliber of the queens and in this All-Stars specifically is like, it's very good.
Like every single one of these looks could be a finale look on a different.
Yeah. Okay. I love this. I can't believe she wore something the first week that she couldn't walk in.
I mean, she manages.
She managed, yeah. And it's stunning.
Yeah, I wonder how they got it here. Like, how did it travel? What does that pack into?
She drove.
No, I love it has like sort of like it gives me the silent movies, the old Hollywood silent films, but also that like weird, like the padding makes it feel, I don't know.
Yeah. Sort of alien-ish.
Yeah.
Almost.
It was like, it was simultaneously, I feel like, something that I've seen before and something that I've never seen before.
Well, it reminded me a lot of one of Gottmik's final looks. One of Gottmik's finale looks.
The Evil Queen one?
Yeah, but not
Is that just the purple, or?
Yeah, well, not in a bad... It was like all velvety, too, and stuff. It wasn't in a bad way. It did remind me of that in a...
No, I was just sort of like, wow.
Yeah.
It's
beautiful. This bitch.
So again, it's less ornate, like it's less it's not a huge glamour gown and all that, but it is creative. It is successful.
It's a hilarious play on the theme.
It was the pun.
Yeah.
Because I remember I colored with crayons like well into high school because I think they're underrated. And I always hated the kid who would call it crowns.
Yeah. We lived in Southern Maryland.
And so there was always a kid that would say crowns. And so when Evie was like, crowns.
Yeah.
And I was like,
no, so funny.
The melted wax. And then her makeup, they cut to it a bit later, but her contacts are like rings of rainbow colors.
It's very cool.
It just, the shoes, I love because even the cincher, it's like brown and tan wax and stuff. I love I don't know. I love
great.
The whole thing. And again, I love that it's different and it also feels Evie.
Yeah.
Like,
it definitely feels Evie.
I think it would feel a little disingenuous if she came out for the first runway in like a full glamour.
A gown, yeah.
So I think this one is fantastic. I do absolutely love it. I think that it's probably the least.
I think
for me.
It might be my least favorite. I don't think her explanation jives with what the outfit actually is. Because she just was like, I'm the queen of the earth. I've just been dug up. And I'm like, bitch, you are wearing 100% white. You haven't just been dug up from anywhere.
Well, because they didn't. Carson even made a comment about the lion, the bitch, and the wardrobe. But it was giving me more like I was waiting for someone to say birch. Like it was giving me. Yeah. It was giving me like winter woods, or I said like a swan. Like, sure. And so I absolutely love it. I love everything about it. But it, like I said, if I had to pick, I think maybe it either it wowed me the least. I don't think it wowed. It just, I think the concept wasn't as fully there as the rest of them
exactly.
were.
I think that, yes. I think
it's not the execution. I think it's more the from the foundation. Yeah.
Okay. Fuck all the way off. It looks like iris petals. That wig is exquisite. The way that it's just the sheer corset on the one side. This was my favorite of the night.
Really?
This was my favorite.
Okay. I love it. It like, and Jada.
You know what a slut I am for purple?
I thought you were gonna go more to the Trinity, but
I did really like, but this is unbelievable.
Jada,
it's also like white blonde dreads in like a beehive with beautiful flowers. I can't. It's so amazing. And they're all right. The teeny tiny little crown on top is so hilarious. And it's like, yeah.
She was a bit of a pageant queen, and we have like a rocky relationship sometimes, but she's the pageantry is just like top tier with this.
Yeah.
Her pointing, her walking, the way she's slinking, but it's like all in the knee.
Yeah.
She's like all walking like,
Again, I can't stress how much I like the iris quality of it. It's like,
even in her eyes, the iris was like.
It's also such an underutilized flower in general for stuff like this.
And she didn't hit us over the head with it. Like, because did they even say iris?
No, and she's not shaped like an iris. It just looks like individual iris petals that are, but like, that's what I'm saying is I think the iris is such an underutilized flower for being like grand and dramatic, but also delicate. No one's ever like, ooh, the inspiration was the iris. And like, thank you, Jada Essence Hall.
I mean, the messenger goddess, Iris, but.
Not real people.
Bite your tongue. They all look so good too. The confessionals.
What do you keep doing? They look fresh.
Oh.
Every time we see Winona Ryder or somebody, you're like, she looks fresh.
I don't mean it in a bad way. I don't usually mean it in a bad way. But yeah, they all look a little like they went on a retreat or something.
This is also...
You loved this, too.
I mean...
That pattern.
It's ridiculously good. It's like all of the colors, and yet it doesn't look like a rainbow.
Mm-mm.
And it's so beautifully meshed together. The, like, Nefertiti crown made out of braids is, like, an incredible decision.
The prosthetic ears.
The ears with the huge
Jade.
gauges. Ugh. And then this bitch had the absolute nerve to change into something even better for the lip sync.
You were like, you hesitated where you were like, I feel like I shouldn't say this, but you're like, I think I like this one even better.
I like it better. But stunning. All of it stunning. Yeah.
Yeah, the sand. I love that RuPaul song.
Yeah.
We were talking during, I'm dreading my Spotify Wrapped because this is the year that I've fallen headfirst into the drag music. I don't know what it is about it, but I saw a tweet and someone like Pitchfork or something like reviewed RuPaul's most recent album. And RuPaul's like what 9th studio album it exists in a place outside of critical assessment.
It's not for Pitchfork to
review. Not, and they called it like cheap and lazy or something like that, and somebody was like, that's not what RuPaul music's about. Like it's the same, it's that same part of me that loved Kids Bop when you were like 12 years old and you knew you were too old for it, but there was still something kind of chintzy about it that you kind of, I don't know. And so this one, I love this one. Yeah. It's the one that she debuted the gentle choreography to like 2 seasons ago where she was doing the...
that was it.
And then very smart of Ru to cipher and like layer the songs in seasons. Yeah. Because that way... before you know it, you're like, I love this song, and you just don't even.
There's always one worming its way.
You're
through
a winner,
your
baby.
Yeah.
to the moon. So they lip sync to Ella Fitzgerald's "Old MacDonald Had a Farm." When it started, I was like, woof.
Hilarious.
It was so good, though. It was some next level.
Yeah.
I thought Monet was winning.
I thought so too. I was a little surprised.
Definitely by the end, I think Shay kind of came in. And
I loved Monet was really leaning into the actual Ella Fitzgerald of it. Where she was like sort of heaving by the end of it because she had like gone too hard, and it was very funny.
There's a moment a lot of times where one of them sachets across the stage in front of the other one.
Yeah.
And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Yeah. But Shay did that. She upstaged Monet, and I was like, okay, she's getting it now. But she picked Trinity, as the one who's
blocked next week.
So Trinity can still compete and still even win, but she's not going to get the star. And we'll see. They kind of all discussed it beforehand, and they kind of all agreed to not be butthurt. We'll see how that goes. We want a little bit of drama, but like I said, largely I'm enjoying the good-natured competition, which Monet is she's one of the really, she was like, it doesn't matter how you win, you just win.
Yeah.
So we got to keep an eye out on her. But okay, it's a 2-part premiere, so we're going to watch the next one, and then we'll be back.
Bye.
Also, like and subscribe. Let us know what you think.
Thank you.